Hello, my name is Miss Chan. I was a professional dancer and then now I'm a dance teacher of something like 10, 13 years. I don't know. Counting's not my forte, except it's 5, 6, 7, 8. And I also have severe Ehlers-Danlos hypermobility. I'm considered on the severe high functioning scale due to all the rehabilitation work I do to make myself functional every day. Everything I am doing today is what works for my body, so please do not take this as advice for your body. Unless it's helpful, please speak to your doctor or physio before starting new exercise. Terms and conditions are you're in charge of your own safety, and this is just me showing my routine. So please make sure you are safe and doing what is right for you. If anything, you follow my routine and anything is not right for you, please do not proceed and speak to a medical professional. Now that that's out of the way, this is just a general mobility video I made because I had a lot of students ask for help for the holidays. I'm like, how do I even explain this really quickly? So I thought, and they were like, if you could send me any videos you have. So I thought I'd make this some series at home while I'm working out for them and for anyone who wants it. So yeah, this is for if you're struggling with your mobility, like struggling with your flexibility, and you feel like there might be some blocks, even if you're stretching a lot and you're like, why? Basic stretches usually won't do the trick because if we are a rubber band, we are the rubber band. We're a rubber band and there's a knot in a rubber band and you pull it, it's going to get tighter and the knot just gets more tight. So a normal stretch, like a lunge, when just stretching on a knot, that's just going to make it tighter and more in your muscles and ligaments or wherever it is. So what we need to do is roll and release. We need to release those knots. The other massive thing that we don't discuss in stretching enough is fascia. Fascia is what cases all your muscles. So if you've ever cooked a piece of chicken or dissected it, I'm a vegan, but I've cooked chicken when I was younger or when I dissected at school. And fascia is what coats around all muscle and sort of that sinew thing. So fascia can be really tight and the muscle can be long, but that's causing that restriction. You know you're doing a fascia stretch when you do that sort of yawn stretch in the body and you're like, oh, you feel it there. That's fascia. That's a fascia release. So fascia stretches don't often hurt, which is nice, and they often are weird trigger point things. But they cause restriction, cause that sort of block without pain thing, often more than joints than we think of. The other thing is strength. Strength could be lacking. So if we're not have enough strength to hold our joints in the correct places, that will be an issue. Again, if we are a rubber band, we will, what's the word? We are the rubber band that we're talking about. If we are a loose rubber band, lost all its elastic, it's not a functional rubber band anymore. It can't do the thing. So to translate that as a dancer, if I can sit flat on the splits but I have no strength, I won't be able to kick that to the ability I have on the floor because I don't have strength to match the stretch. It also can cause long-term issues like dislocation and things like that. So what you'll need is 2 soft balls or 1 soft ball. These are soft. So a tennis ball, I got these from Kmart for $2, but don't go and buy things unless like you know you love doing this. So, but if you have a tennis ball, that's a good level of softness because they're not too firm, but they're soft. Dog's toy, don't get those hard spiky balls. They hurt and you can't actually get into the locations fast enough. I'm rather tight today, like very tight. So I thought today was a good day. So the first thing, this is also, FYI, this is also a stretch for when we're done with our workout. That's the other thing to point out. When we're in dance class, our teacher stretches us at the start. Stretching at the start of class should always just be activation and dynamic stretching, as in moving through the movement enough that it's warm enough and it's strong enough, but it's not actually increasing mobility. If we increase mobility before class, we're going to be too loose. We have really high risk of injury. So a dragonfly just flew into my garage. Cute. Sorry, there's a dragonfly. I'm not going to move the camera because it took me ages to set it up in this spot that's not even that good. Yeah, so this is a workout, flies. Wish you were dragonflies. This is a workout for if you have finished for the day, not a warm-up workout. So we're going to start with rolling out our calves. I'm just, you can see me. So I'm going to put it under my calf and roll it out. So again, I'm looking to get rid of muscles. I'm going to put it under my first calf, is going to be my to be improved side, because we tend to take more time on our first side. I think maybe because often the teacher's explaining what to do on the first side. So as you can see, I just have my weight in my arms. I'm sort of just rocking a bit to get more pressure. If you're not used to rolling out, soft balls are a good start. I usually would use a hard ball, but I just don't want to be like, you need all this equipment. I'm going to then put it in my Achilles. My Achilles is this bit under here. It's a tendon, the back of my ankle. So if you plie, like bend your knees in parallel, and you feel lots of restriction in your ankles, you might have tight Achilles. If you feel the restriction at the front, you might have tight fascia at the top of your foot. So they're two different things. But we're just doing this little roll out to release a little before we go into our stretching. And today I'm going to be focusing on hamstrings. So hamstrings a bit. So we will be using a front split, but we're not going to be looking at all the elements that are in a front split because there's a lot. But we're going to be looking at hamstrings. So the focus is predominantly there. Again, so I'm in my Achilles. Sort of hard to see on this angle. Now, if you're someone when you pike forward, so this is my pike. When you pike forward, if you feel it under your knee here, that's your nerves. So you might have some strong nerve pain. So what we're going to do is put our ball under our knee and just give it a little massage. Again, if it's too hard a ball, these things will feel absolutely gross. It won't work. Do the other one. So we're essentially just trying to get rid of the knots. For my own personal routine, and we're going under the hamstring, so we're going here. For my own personal routine, I roll out for a long time, but that's not really conducive for a short video. And then we're going to do the other side. So again, under here. If there's a spot that works really well for you, stick with it. Feel like that's not what she said, but that's doing things. And another thing to note is if you're releasing and you feel like a shoot, like it's shooting this way or that way, and it can be quite intense, so stop as you need, don't hurt yourself. But if you're like, oh my gosh, it's making my ankle do this, or it's shooting all the way to there, it means whatever is tight up here or tight in that spot, fundamentally, it means that that is causing restriction there. Like there's a connection from this bit to this bit, and that whatever this was that made you super tight there actually is causing restriction all the way to there. And it's why when people are like, my this is tight, it sometimes isn't that, somewhere further up. So we're going to go on the top of the leg now, and I'm just going to show you. So we're going, how's the best way? Going here. So we're massaging out here. So you can use your hand with your ball. That's the safest. I usually lie on top of it with a really strong ball, but I know where my kneecap is. So I would say if you're not used to it, use your hand and roll the ball in. And we're trying to release that tightness in your knee. So if you feel that shooting down there, fine, fab. Means like you're releasing that again. If it's a pain that you're like, that's not good, stop. You're in control of your body. And then I'm going to go all the way along the outside here. And then we're going to do the other side. This one's not as bad. And then all the way on the outside. Now, our hips, we're going to quickly roll those out before we get into our stretching. So to increase flexibility, a lot of it is release work. Hips, your hip flexor fundamentally goes, I'm in black so you can't really see, but it goes from here all the way up here. It's also here all the way to this attachment here. So if you're like, my hips are tight, and you just roll out here, no wonder they're tight. So we're going to, again, I usually use a femur ball, but if you're not used to rolling out, that is okay. I'm going to show you kneeling so you can see where. I might use my silver ball so you can see better. Go away, fly. So you're going to roll out in your inner hip. You're going to lie on it. You're going to take it all the way up here because it goes all the way up there. Then you're going to roll it out along here, along here, along here. Alrighty? So you place it under your hip. You find whatever way you can get onto it. And then you just shuffle back and forth, and we're going to do those planes. Again, I would spend a long time doing this, but I'm going to do a fast roll out. So, and then move it up towards your stomach. If you're really enjoying this, you're like, wow, oh, I found the spot for me just there where it attaches. I sometimes have an overactive core. It's trying so hard to keep my joints in. If you find a spot and you're like, this video is going too fast, just press pause and just roll it out. Take it a bit higher into that stomach part. Again, you're in control. If it's too much, do less. Pause, less body weight pressure. And then you're going to take it to the side of the hip. Again, so you're not on the bone. We're never rolling on bone. Sometimes, so this happens that a student goes, that's the bone. I'm like, that is not a bone. Like, student was saying to me their mastoid was a bone. I was like, that's a ligament. And they're like, that's so tight like a bone. I was like, it's tight. It's not a bone, it's a ligament. Then to the back part. So I'm at the upper hip flexor, like the attachment bit right now. And then I'm going to go lower, but you could do it whichever way. It's just that was easier. And then, like, I want to keep rolling out. But we'll switch to the other side. So, other side. So again, if this is my left, but if you didn't do your left, you did your left before, just do the other side. Doesn't matter which side you do. And then moving up. So if you're not sure, also you could go back to where I show where you're going to roll out. The beauty of rolling out. The beauty of rolling out is, one, you're in control, so it's not like someone giving you a massage, and two, you can sort of feel if you're like, wow, that's tight. So if there's a spot where you're doing and you're like, I don't feel it, I feel this a lot, and higher into the stomach bit, sort of like my hip bone is there, it's like stomach hip, yeah, so it's not like directly on my belly button as I showed before. So if you and not feeling a section, you can move to a different section. You can just keep moving till you feel it, because it's all about the feel. That's something to the side. Something I try and tell students a lot in stretching, like in class, and to the back side, the back, like move it around, is that it's okay if you're not to the ground if you can feel it, because if you can feel it, that's where your benefit is. If you to the back, if you bend your knees and you can't feel it but you lower to the ground, what benefit is there? None. Lower on like where the glute, the bum attaches to the back. Ooh. See, I on this side can feel that all the way to the front. You can also play when you're rolling out, be like, it increases when I open my hip. I'm going to do that sort of thing. And release. All right. And now we're going to go into our stretching. So we're going to go into some downward dog work. So downward dog in our yoga, we've got our nice plank. If you've got hypermobile elbows, what you need to do is make sure you're not sinking, push out. Lots of people will be like, bend your elbows. But if you are lifted out of your shoulder and your elbow pits are facing you out each other, that is how you do a hypermobile elbow in plank, pushing back into your downward dog. So we are trying to get our heels to the floor, but if we can't get them to the floor, that is okay. It's to get that calf stretch, lifting your right to the sky, bring it to your chest. So this is a great stretch to start with because it's activating at the same time. Even though we're releasing, we need to also activate. So my back toe is up. So my toe is up, my knee is straight at the back. And then reaching forward. I don't have enough space to have my arms long, but you could have your arms long. That's probably how I'd do it if I had space. And then pushing up and looking to the sky and releasing forward. And my back toe is still up and my back knee is still straight, so it's strengthening a lot. And then you can't really see, but I'm lifting my back leg and I'm pulling it in with a tall spine. If I can't do this one, I'm going to put my heel down and go for that one. But yeah, with your pigeon also, my hips are really tight today. I worked out really hard yesterday. You can make a pigeon squarer, but what we don't see how, because my hips are tight today, my hip is opening. That is what's important, this hip. So don't sacrifice, don't go flatter for left leg to the sky. Again, if you did the other, do a different one. Don't go flatter for just having a wider pigeon. Like go back, hip closed. So my hip I know won't open that much today. So my back knee is like this the whole time. So back knee is straight, toes are off this whole time. And so that will intensify the stretch a lot more. It's strengthening, but that's what we need. We need the strength, and otherwise I can't use this mobility. Pushing forward. I can release my toe now. And grabbing. So again, we're in this stretch, this one, but you can go into that one if you need. And if there's a stretch that's really working for you, we are passively stretching. This is end of workout routine. We don't need to be strong or functional. You can press pause and hold. Alrighty. You're going to take your balls. So they go under your bum. If you have one, you're just going to swap the balls and do more repetition. So they go under your bum like that. So balls under bum. If you're on really slippery floorboards, because I've done this so many times in so many locations, you might want to put a towel or a yoga mat down because they'll go. This way soft balls are important for this. Your hands, there's a squat rack. One goes down. Don't worry about hyperextended elbows. Music to our ears. And then release. So it's a fascia stretch from shoulder to hip. And you're trying to, and release and relax. You're trying to get your shoulder as close to your ear as possible. And then release. Go the other way. And release. And release. And release. I can feel my hips opening. And circle. And release. And circle. And release. And circle. And release other way. So if you only have one ball and release, you're going to pause it and then remove your ball and do it again. Otherwise, you're not going to get the same hip and you can just do less reps. Remove that. Oh, look at that. That just went. And then reaching forward. Amazing. Like, even I've never actually gone crazy. I'm less mobile today because I'm sore, but My butterfly has never been crazy for how mobile I am. So sorry, my toe is all crunky from I fell down a drain and I bruised my tibia and I got swelling in my ankle and so anyway. It's like the Vicar of Dibley when she falls down the pond. There was just a concealed drain on my walk and I just went all the way down. So we're going to go into some hamstring stretches now. And yeah. So again, do what's right for you. If it needs to be straight though, make sure it's straight. So if you need to, you might want to grab some yoga blocks or like something that you can rest your hands on if you can't reach the floor. So as in you can have something either side so your back is straight. So putting your right leg forward and we're going into a lunge. For our lunges as dancers, our back knee is straight and our knee is in line with our ankle. I'm going to face this way just because I need the slipperiness of my yoga mat. So from here in my lunge, I'm going to leave my foot where I am, but push into two straight legs. So if I'm this way, I am going like that. So my heel is off and I'm getting an Achilles stretch. So it's different from this one that we do in class. It's more intense because we wouldn't do necessarily this intense for warm up depending on the level. So here, my mat's slippery, which is what we kind of want. So we're going to do some slipping work. So you might need socks or a slider. Then I'm going to push forward and push back and lift my foot. You're going to get really intense nerve stretch and heel stretch. If you need, you can do it without the lift. You can just keep the foot flat. And then bring it in and swap sides. So again, that nice straight lunge, straight back knee. Push back and so if you need to, you can warm up with just some heels on the floor to start with and then increase to here. Good. And then if you want, you can also be going head down at the same time and release. We're going to do an IT band stretch. Whenever people say this one, they're like, ew, gross. So you're going to take your foot in your opposite hand. It has to sickle to get the stretch. If you can't reach it, use a band, like a towel or something, wrap it around your foot because you need to hold the tension in the sickle for this particular stretch. If your knee doesn't stretch but you feel it, that's fine. Some stretches you need straight knees. This is one that as long as you're feeling stuff, feeling the right spots, is okay. So in a sickle, I'm going to bring it across my body. You can see my ankle's like, whoa, stuff's happening. Across my body, I'm going to pulse 1, 2, 3, and then bring it up and over. I'm going to feel it along this outside, and sometimes you make it pulse 1, 2, 3, and bring it in and over. 1, 2, 3, in and over. One last. 1, 2, 3, in and over. What we don't want to do is let this happen. I can feel myself doing that. And release. You might notice that one of your legs is now longer because IT band has like scrunched it. And you're like, wow. Other side. This side's going to be sore. Straight away hurts. So again, if you're like, I feel it, but it's not straight, that's okay. Or you can use a towel. So pulse 1, 2, 3, out, in and over. 1, 2, 3, in and over. 1, 2, 3, in and over. 1, 2, 3, in and over, and release. Oh, so much better. We're now going to go into a little hamstring. Again, today isn't straddle, today is like hamstrings. We're going to go into a little split sequence I like. So again, I don't have as much space this way because of squat racks and stuff, and so that's why I'm this way. But I'm going to show you and then I'll do it on the mat facing this way. So what we're going to do, so this is my right leg, and we're going to push forward, push back, and then we let ourselves slip, and then the lunge will get longer and longer each time. this is where you want something slippery under your feet so that you're laying. It was a bit hard on that, to be honest, because I can't slip on the rubber. So we're in our lunge. We push back, forward, slip. And you're letting yourself slip each time. So like each little bit can be slipping. And we're keeping that toe tucked. So my toe is staying tucked. Other side. So it's not about sliding down to a split. So if you have that mobility, same. So it's not about that. It's about sort of releasing in. My hand should be there, sorry. Oh, dragonfly! Oh my gosh! Did it land on me? Where'd it go? Did you see that? Stop it. Oh my gosh, is it on my face or is that my hair? Am I making friends? Stop it. Please come out though. Like, don't get stuck in my garage, dragonfly. Okay, we're one now. We're friends. Where were we? Left. And slip. So it's about doing a square split, which I didn't do just then because I was really excited by the dragonfly. Okay, so I'm gonna do it again this way. I won't be able to slip as well, but we're doing right side again. I just think can't really see there. So forward, back, slip, and I'm trying to slip both feet at once. Oh, really hurts on the rubber, but I'm doing it. So I have to keep adjusting my hands back so that I stay upon that. And as you can see, again, I'm not going to split. I mean, a more painful version of a split with those two bends. Left side. I'm going to do it this way because that hurt. The rubber hurt, man. Forward, back, slip, forward, back, slip, forward, back, slip. Ow, this ankle is really bothering me. Okay. Now we're going to go into a half split, which is what you essentially just did, that you did with the back toe up. So your half split, we have our foot, like how we would normally do this one, but this foot, this front foot, is going out as far as we can. If you can put this is sort of hard on the rubber, on the ground, and you can do it that way for your half split. You can have as much height at the front as you need. Oh, sorry, the rubber is burning my knee, so I can't shuffle into things. Yeah, so we're essentially going there. Oh my gosh, I was like trying to slide my knee out. There's a bike. Ow. So that wasn't very successful, but hopefully then you can see I'll do my left side on my slippy yoga mat. So, ow. If you have ankle issues, this you'll feel at the front foot as well. Ooh. Good. Then to finish off, we're just going to go into our split or our attempt of our split. We should have checked that at the start. Oh well. And this is just to see how it's feeling. So it doesn't matter if you didn't get further. Flexibility 100% is not built in one warm up. I used to stretch 2 hours every day on top of class. And you have stretches in class. So it's not, is that bee or fly? Fly. Sorry. It's not built in one session. It's built by consistency, finding what works for you, finding what's the problem for your mobility, and doing that daily. So we're going to check in on them. They're hopefully feeling better though, and hopefully not too tight. So we're going into our right first. I can't slip that way, but what you always want to do is have your hands square as you go down and your back toe tucked. The reason for this is if I do this, you can see how open my hip is. So that's not a split, that's just a hodgepodge. That's just your own adventure. There is such thing as an open split. You don't really need it if you don't have your split yet though, it's just a cheat. So Even if we can roll in, I always think with the tuck toe is good if you have low proprioception. If you can, hands off is a good way to do splits. We can hold actually, because this is the end of our workout. So we can hold for a certain amount of time. Even still, we don't want to, I'm going to rock because I'm still even still, we don't want to hold for an exceptionally amount of time if we're not doing strength to follow that. But you can be holding it for longer as well. Left side. So what I was saying about not rolling in, even if you can, especially if you're low proprioceptions. So rolling in feels so much nicer, but it's often creates openness in your hip. So this way will probably hurt more. It hurts me more. Because I'm stuck on rubber, go into correct alignment. Again, if you can, hands off. I have poor balance on this side because my hip is a bit open, I can see. Because I have low proprioception, that's better. There we go. Again, we can hold for a bit longer. I'm going to rock. I'm really sore still. I'm so sore. Poor you. Poor me Sam. She's so sore. What a whiner. And release. Eek. And then if I was finished for the day, I'm going to do legs on the wall. Legs on the wall is, I don't have a wall in frame. You put your bum against the wall, put your legs against the wall and shuffle in, and then you're letting the blood drain from your legs. You can sort of do it in the center, but it doesn't work as well. And that's going to help prevent soreness alongside if you have a warm bath or something. But yeah, so hopefully your legs are feeling more mobile and you've got some release from that. I might make some more targeted videos if you guys find this useful. And yeah, always do what's right for you and your body. This is just what worked for me when I was becoming flexible. And hopefully some tips help for you. And always check with your doctor or your physio before starting anything new. And yeah, thank you for stretching with me. All right, bye.